Hold tight, be strong, go. Here we are at your lower body exercise. We're taking the progressions from the beginner, the squat and reach, and now we're going to do a split squat and reach. So obviously the intensity is a little more increased here in the intermediate level. How you're going to do this is set up the same way you did for the squat. You want your feet to be parallel, about shoulder width apart, toes pointing forward. You're going to inhale as you step your right foot forward. You want to step far enough forward so that your left heel, which is trailing back, comes just off of the floor. Then you're in perfect position. It's going to be an inhale with both hands on your right thigh. Lower yourself until your right thigh is parallel to the floor. Exhaling, returning to start with a reach overhead. If you can't get that full range of motion, remember, work in your best range of motion. That's the key to success. 12 repetitions at each side, both sides, each set, 3 sets. Do your best, go. Look at how far you've come. You've gone from a wall push-up to the chair and a table to the floor on your knees. Now we're going to do the real deal, the regular push-up. This is a pinnacle of progression. If you can do a real push-up, you are proving yourself to be stronger than most people in the country. Believe it or not, it's true. How we're going to set up for the push-up is getting over on our knees. Again, thumbs about nipple line, right under the chest, about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, depending on your comfort level. You've worked up to this. You're going to bring one leg back at a time so that we finish in a hovering position over the floor. Pull those abdominals in tight, belly button to spine. Nice neutral spine. You're going to keep your head focused on the floor, not pulling your chin into your chest, which creates a lot of tension on your cervical spine. It's an inhale down and an exhale back up. You want to try and move in your best range of motion, or until your upper arms are parallel to the floor. Inhale down, exhale back up, 12 repetitions, you can do it, go! Your crunches in intermediate 1 are going to be the same ones that you performed from beginner 3, the lying crunches, 1 foot on top of the other. Watch the video clip, 12 repetitions this time, get going. In intermediate 1, we're going to advance the alternating reach we did from the floor in beginner 3 to now doing the same movement from the knees in intermediate 1. This is going to create a little bit of instability, which is going to work, obviously, your transverse abdominis, that tight abdominal muscle in your midsection again, belly button to spine. The movement's exactly the same, except we're going to perform it from the knee. Getting down in position here, I'm going to be on all fours. Hands about shoulder width apart, right under your chest again. You're going to have a nice neutral spine. I'm going to exhale as I simultaneously lift and reach. My right arm, left leg, pointing that toe backwards. Inhale, return to start. Exhale, same thing to the opposite sides. Left arm, right leg, pointing that toe back. Inhale, return to start. Try and keep the movement as linear as possible within a straight line. Inhale, returning to start. Exhale, reach the left arm and the right leg, pointing those toes back. Inhale, return to start, and repeat. 1 repetition to each side equals 1 repetition. You're going to work to 12. Get going. Welcome to intermediate 2. Your first exercise, the same as intermediate 1, is the abdominal prone. The only difference this time is that you're going to hold from 30 seconds up to a whole minute. 60 full seconds. That's what you've got to try and do for 3 sets. The mind always quits before the body. Go. The difference between the split squat and reach to the alternating lunge and reach is in the action. I'm going to step my right leg out until my left heel just leaves the floor. Both hands go flat on the thigh. Inhale down. I'm going to exhale, push off my thighs, simultaneously reaching overhead and returning to start. And then you're going to duplicate that movement to the left side. It's standing up in the squat position as if you're ready to initiate a squat. Step out the right leg until your left heel comes off the floor. Inhale, lower that thigh until it's parallel to the floor or in your greatest range of motion. Exhale as you push off of that thigh, returning the leg to start and reaching overhead. Duplicate it to the left side. Left leg out until the right heel leaves the floor. Inhaling down, exhaling, returning to start and reaching overhead. 1 repetition to each side equals 1 repetition. 12 of them you've got to do. Go! Wow, are you doing great? You've gone from a regular push-up to now you're going to perform an alternating leg up push-up. You're actually going to become an unstable surface if you can believe it. This is really going to incorporate a lot of core strength as well as increase that intensity for your upper body, creating a nice strong upper body. What you're going to do here after you're set up in your normal push-up position is lift one leg off of the floor. Your right or your left. It doesn't matter because you're going to switch them in between each repetition. You're going to inhale down, again, working in your best range of motion or until your upper arm is parallel to the floor with your right leg hanging or your left leg hanging. Exhale, push yourself back up. Now you're going to switch the foot that hangs. So whichever one was up goes down, the other one comes up, and then it's another push-up. Inhale down, exhale up. You're going to do that for 12 repetitions. In this exercise, each one counts. So just go to 12. All right, now we're going to get a couple pieces of the puzzle together here with our 1, 2, 3 crunch. This is really going to target our obliques as well as our abdominals. So we get a nice tight midsection all the way around. What you're going to do here is lie back, bring your feet up flat on the floor so your knees are pointing towards the ceiling. Bring your fingertips to touch your heels or as close as you can. Again, flexing the hips so that we isolate the abdominals. Facing the ceiling, you're going to extend your arms, one hand over the top of the other. It doesn't matter whether it's right or it's left. Just one hand over top of the other, and you're going to keep your arms extended. I'm going to exhale as I flex up from my abdominals, touching the outside of my right knee, returning to start. I'm going to exhale again, flexing to the middle, back down to start, and then again to my left side, and back to start. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Outside right, middle, outside left, back down. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 12 repetitions. Go ahead. Okay, now we're really going to start to work the stabilizers in the low back. Still getting those erector spinae all the way up and down the spine, but we're really going to work the endurance of the muscle here. What you're going to do is lie face down, prone position, arms extended over your head, toes pointing back. This is the Superman position. We're going to go up, up, and away here. You're going to exhale as you lift your chest and your hips away from the floor, as high as you can. You're going to feel some contraction in the low back, but that's normal. Those are the muscles that we're working here. You're going to hold that up for a 2 count. 1, 2, or 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Your 2 counts different than mine, but just 2 either way. Inhale, return to start. Exhale and repeat. 1, 2, down. That's it. Go. All right, seated twist here. Now we're really going to start to work those obliques and tightening everything in the middle. Seated nice and high, lift up that chest. Focus where the wall meets the ceiling and don't take your eyes off of that focus. It's going to keep that spine in the perfect position. What you want to do now is place your arms out in front of your chest, one hand over top of the other. And you're going to pull your knees in and up so that as you pull in, your knees are coming in the air and your toes are still pointing towards the ceiling. You're going to have to lean back a little bit with this exercise, but that's okay because you're going to keep that chest nice and high. I'm going to take a big inhale, exhale. I'm going to rotate my shoulders, touch my right pinky to the right side of the floor. Inhale, return to start. Exhale, down on the left side. 1 repetition to each side equals 1 repetition. You've got 12 to do. Get going. Great work getting to intermediate 3 exercises. Now we're going to take our first exercise, which was the abdominal prone, holding it for 60 seconds, and we're going to transfer that now to what I call the abdominal plank. Basically, you're going to stabilize yourself in a full push-up position. Everything else stays the same. Working that transverse abdominis, pulling your belly button into your spine. But now we're up in a push-up position, so we're using the shoulder stabilizers as well. The mind always quits before the body. Don't stop until you get to 60 seconds. Be the best you can. Go. All right, here we go. Big action this time in I3. We're going to take our alternating lunge with the alternating lunge and rotation now. Head up, wall meets the ceiling. Slight flex in both knees. Push the hips back a little bit. Arms extended out in front. You're going to link your thumbs together and hold them there, right in front of your chest. Step your right leg out, just like you did before with the lunge, till that left heel comes off the floor. Inhale as you lower down. You're going to exhale at this point, rotating the shoulders to the right, inhaling, returning to start, in the middle, exhaling, rotating to the left, inhaling back to start, and then an exhale back up. That's 1 to the right side. I'm going to do the same thing to my left now. Inhale out, down, exhale, in, out, back up. Breathing dictates your cadence. Never go faster than you can breathe and work in your greatest range of motion. Go.
Give us 3 of these, David, and then that.
Look at how far you've come. You're now going to perform your biggest push-up ever, the single leg push-up for 24 repetitions. Yeah, that's right, 24 repetitions. You're going to double your effort here. Can you believe it? The setup here is exactly the same. You're going to get out in the push-up position and hover 1 leg from the floor. Again, it doesn't matter because you're going to switch now after you're done 12 repetitions to the left. You're going to go to the right. I know it's a lot of work, but remember, you've got more to do after this. So do the best that you can. 12 repetitions to each side. Let your breathing dictate your cadence. The mind always quits before the body. Go! All right, really maximizing our effort here in I3. We're going to go to the dead bug exercise. Funny name, but that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. A bug lying on its back, struggling. Believe me, you will too. In this exercise, you're going to be lying on your back, fully extended, legs out and arms overhead. You're going to exhale here as you simultaneously bring up and roll over your right shoulder to meet your left knee over top of your abdominals. Inhale, returning to start. Exhaling, duplicating the movement to the same side with the left arm and the right leg over your midsection. Rolling up to meet, inhale, return to start, and repeat. It doesn't matter if you can get your elbow to meet your knee or whether it's your forearm or your hand. The key is in the action. You really want to focus on rolling that shoulder up and bringing that hip up to meet something over the middle. You can do it the best you can.